Hello, what is up guys? It's me, Ken. I'm sorry didn't post any video for the past month. Yeah, I was affected by COVID-19, so I need some time to get recovered and fully recovered now, and I just went to local today. And guess what? I finished second place with my Mermail control that at my local today they held a duelist cup qualifications. It sort of like regional, which a player who finished first at today's tournament will represent the shop to play against another shop winner, and the player who get top 3 inside the country will receive the duelist cup playmat, which is IP Masquerena. Okay, before I start the deck profile, gonna say a huge shout out to Hanil Bomb who always keep update to me. Another shout out to Park TCG who quite inspired me to play this kind of build, which some of my card choices are from inspiration from his control based deck. Okay, not to say anything more, let's get started with my Mermail control deck profile. So starting off with the Mermail lineup, I just play 3 Mermail. Yeah, it's quite funny where you play Mermail deck but you're actually running only 3. So these 3 Mermail purpose not just to helps you trigger this Abyss Glacier, but they all have their own purpose, which I was not running Megalo at first place, but this deck is lack of firepower, which help you to win games, and Megalo is only 2-4, so you need to summon it at the middle or the rightmost, so it get to boosted by Abyss Glacier. So I guess that's all for Megalo explanation. Only one Abyss Tires because you only play one target, which is Abyss Spike. So if you draw the Abyss Spike, your Tires won't get the full value of it. So if you're running multiples, probably you get a dead Abyss Tires. So that's why I run one. Another one, sometimes Abyss Spike is quite good compared to Tires, even though you have to normal summon it. But imagine you have what's that guy name? A Dragoon inside your hand. You can discard the Dragoon, search for, so Pike will search Diva or Infantry because it search level 3 all over water monster, and then the Dragoon will search Lapis Dragon special summon. Then you can link it away into Abyss Glacier. So basically how I play this deck is just focusing making the Abyss Glacier. You have the infantry inside your hands, so you have a Dryden during your opponent's turn. Not just that, you get to search your Mermail for your follow-up play, and if the Abyss Glacier got destroyed, it can special summon from your graveyard. And also, not to say it send for cost, so you can send Print to special summon back the Dragoon. You can even send the my tech card of the day. I'm gonna say I will show you later. So 3 Deep-Sea Diva, and here it is, my tech card of the day, Deep-Sea Artisan. Yeah, it's at 1. I don't even want to draw it. So either special summon it by Diva or search it by Dragoon, and even it provides you the utility if your opponent have 2 monsters and your Abyss Glacier get out by battle, and use the Abyss Glacier to send the Artisan, and then special summon back the Artisan. Use the Artisan effect to special summon another water monster, and also mill your top deck. Imagine if you mill Fury of Kairyushin, you mill Dragoon, you mill Prince, even if you mill the infantry, you still can trigger it. It's quite funny today. So not just that, this replace Minstrel inside my deck because Minstrel require you to discard itself with another water monster, which you go -1 to see your opponent hand and banish 1 card from their hand for a turn until the end phase. Compared to Deep-Sea Artisan, where when it was added to your hand by water monster, you can take a look at your opponent's hand and you know when to negate. So this is a back row heavy deck, so I want to manage my resource as good as possible, so that's why I don't run Minstrel. And I think Artisan provide the same value instead, but better because you can hold it on your hand if you don't have a cost for anything. Yeah, and then if Abyss Glacier get destroyed, you can summon it, and using the artisan effect, you can just summon another monster. So here's another one, the best card in the deck. So like I say just now, I want to ensure I have the card economy compared to my opponent, where Prince is one card and your opponent need 2 hand trap to stop Prince, which if I already activate its effect, send Dragon for cost, they need to imperm this guy and also ash the Dragon inside the graveyard. So most of the time when I use Prince's effect, they ash it. But Dragon is sent by cost, will search your Lapis, which can just go to Abyss Glacier. You go for -1 of your opponent hand, and you still have a body that can do something during their turn. So quite strong, because you don't rely fully on your monster because you want to waste all their resources. And then 3 Dragoon, 2 Infantry, and 1 Lapis. 3 Dragoon, I need to explain. Only 2 Infantry because my first setup was Abyss Glacier with Infantry in hand and just play with back row. During the late game, if you draw mid to late game, if you draw this card without another way to trigger itself, it's an unwanted card in your hand. Lapis just your first turn play, or even if you already resolve the Diva, get the prey, you don't want to special summon the Lapis, you just want to add the Infantry, and then from the Dragoon sent by Prince, you want to search the Deep Sea Artisan, so you know when to pop the actual pop, so you're not getting baited by your opponent. So if you already see how this deck work, congratulations. And here's another word ratio. This is 1 Ecclesia, 1 Fleur, and 1 Sky Prison. This is from Burst of Destiny, and I guess it was a tested card. I guess it worked pretty well today because I'm running a lot of back row with it help protect. And also, if I already activate the back row, I can just set another utility card or another floodgate, such as Imperial Order and Azekah. Okay, Fleur act as a monster negate. Not just that, it's a body. 3000, as I said, I play Megalo just to have a firepower. So I guess this guy helped with that problem with a 3000 attack. Ecclesia, search for your punishment, that's it. And imagine you already summon your Abyss Glacier, then you summon your Ecclesia, it's already 4 summon, and you can make your opponent mad because you don't exceed the 5th summon. Okay, so only 2 Nib. Yeah, you can play 3, but I cut my 3rd Nibiru for the Sky Prison for testing, and amazingly it worked well. Because if you were asking why I didn't play Ash, Max C, yeah, I'm playing OCG obviously, but as I discovered, there's a lot of way to counter Max C, which they are playing 3 Ash, 2 Call by the Grave, and even 3 Crossout the Resignator. Why just don't I play Nibiru instead, which they only have 3 out? That is only Crossout Designator if they have it in their hand. If not, Nibiru probably resolve. And odd thing, people are cutting what's that name? Okay, Crossout Designator at 2 because of Sword Soul. Yeah, doesn't do much. So this is my spell lineup. Only 6 card. Yeah, quite low because I was focusing on my back row for control. Okay, Extravagance +1, nothing to say. Kyrioshin, have a conjunction with your Abyss Glacier, where you have your Torrential and Abyss Glacier. You can pop your first target, and if you dig out your Abyss Glacier, use it to special summon Artisan. Artisan gonna special summon another one. Then you self trigger your Torrential to clear your opponent board and protecting it by Kyrioshin. And then you have 2 water monster on the field during your opponent end phase. That's a quite good way to use the full potential of Fury of Kyrioshin with the conjunction of Abyss Glacier. And if you guys in the TCG, you should consider to play this at 3. Okay, nothing to say about that. Okay, here's the strap line, quite interesting. The 3 punishment, 3 strike, 3 torrential, and that's a 2 off. 2 the barrier, 2 Ice Dragon Prison, 1 and 1. Okay, probably I'm gonna cut the summon limit because my deck, it also killed myself because I cannot play around it. Guys, this deck need to summon. You need to go to extra deck, otherwise your Prince and Diva are gonna be puppet on the field. Okay, as I said, I want to have a bit and card economy to my opponent, which this card pretty hella clutch. You must know when to activate it. So purposely, I always bet my opponent to go into battle phase before I activate this card. When they enter the battle phase, I activate this. I can pop 2, and they have no monster. They already lose their battle phase, and they already lost 2 monster. So that's the definition of trap card, which 1 card you can out 2 card. And Solemn Strike, nothing to say. Monster effect is pretty prevalent when you have you see in current meta you have Baroness, but Solemn Strike just end the chain. You cannot respond. Okay, nothing to say. The MVP for today, Torrential with the Kairyoshin to protect your water monster. Your D barrier for me is somehow quite better compared to Artifact side with Sanctum, because you don't need to play the break. You don't need to set the side if you have to draw it. You don't need to bluff your opponent for the set of Sanctum if you already summon your side. You just end the turn by calling the type. Yeah, for me it doesn't work on Tri Brigade, but most of the meta deck such as Drytron, what's that? Sword Soul, and even Vituber, they just lose to this single card. Okay, as Dragon Prison, there's a lot of debate where this card is not good in current meta, but you need to consider for your own deck, because my deck is lack of beater, so why not I just special summon my opponent big monster and just have it myself. It just say you can special summon it, you cannot effect activate or negate its effect. It doesn't say you cannot use it to battle your opponent. That's one of the thing I take advantage a lot of this card, where during my battle phase I just special summon one of my opponent big boss inside the graveyard just to poke them, and pre-order just to stand by for Happy Feather Duster. Some of the combo player will main deck, and this card, it shuts down my opponent and also shut down me, so I guess I'm gonna cut it boy. Okay, it's a 42 card deck which work quite well. I'm not gonna say super consistent, but just gonna say quite well, because Prince and Diva will run out your monster quickly. So when your next turn, if you have to resolve your Extravagance, you are having a higher chance to draw your utility card, such as the Punishment, Kairyoshin. So I guess that's it. So my extra deck, this is the card that I want to summon, and I don't want to be banished by Extravagance. That's why I told you, if I have the chance, I would like to resolve Prince or Diva first before I activate the Extravagance. Nonetheless, if you don't have that, you need to resolve your Extravagance, but in the theory, you're not gonna have Extravagance every time during your turn. So I guess that's the best way to put when you have a lot of different kind card choices inside your extra deck, where you have a lot of utilities, because you don't really resolve all the Extravagance in one game. So to Abyss Glacier is come out every time. Anemone for your follow-up play, for your you can special summon Lapis Dragon using Anemone, and then just straightly go to this guy. This guy is so strong. When it's synchro summon, you can destroy all attack position monster and can attack twice. Piercing, if it get destroyed, can banish 2 water, just special summon it back. Almirage is there if your diva gets negated, it cannot do anything. You can special summon Almirage. And let's say if you have Nadir or Ecclesia inside your hand, just special summon it to get another interruption, and you already have 2 body with our punishment set. So good. So in my theory, I can use Abyss Stayers and 2 other water monster just to make this guy. Yeah, Abyss Stayers is a level 7. So okay, you know, if the BL destroy monster, it will not be affected. You can attack twice, or even can bump its attack into 4500. So this is the card that I want to send by the punishment, which I will get a lot of value. So this Tri-Brigade Link 2, I forget the name, sorry guys. So it helps with your utility. We can draw one and then return one to the deck, such as Lapis, other stuff you don't want to see on your hand, such as infantry. Okay, this is the best card to send for punishment. Yeah, you having your opponent -2. Okay, and then Titanic Clad is kind of starter when you have punishment but you don't have Ecclesia, where you can send the Titanic Clad during your opponent end phase. You get a trigger, special summon the second. Okay, Ecclesia. But imagine if they're Ash 8. Okay, imagine you already have Diva opening inside your hand. Okay, still gonna resolve. Okay, another one is, what this guy name? Forget. Shadow Apocolony, because I play the Ariel for my Adelish matchup. I guess if I got access to it early, I can just discard it, finish 3, or even Ariel is a water. You can send it by the Mermail, even the Abyss Glacier. Okay, this guy is actually a free punishment. You can send using punishment, target yourself, and even you can target your opponent card, return it to the deck. Helps with play. Okay, next, the final 3 card is a Waking the Dragon target. This guy is, if I was facing Adlish, but sadly I didn't face. Yeah. Okay, this guy I summoned this guy versus Sword Soul. Zodiac is a buy because they can't get over it. This is another utility card where you summon Anemone and you make Abyss Glacier under it, and let's say if both of them survive, so next time you can just make an Avramat that cannot be targeted, can hardly be destroyed by battle, and also if this card leader you can bounce another card. So I guess that's all for my deck profile. And you guys need to remember, this is my first version of Mermail Control. If you guys have any suggestion, you can drop in the comment section below, which you can create this deck even better, make this deck even consistent. And one of my friends requested, why not play this Water Barrier statue? Yeah, in theory you can send it by Abyss Glacier, special summon it by Abyss Glacier from the graveyard, and then you self trigger your Torrential, banish the Fury of Corrosion to protect this bad boy right here, compared to you play the, what's that guy name again? Okay, Summon Limit, which limit yourself also. So I guess that's all for today. I hope this video helps, and yeah, play water. See ya. Phew.